In the 21st century, we're really focused these days on how we might use some of the new insights from information technology and from new digital devices to transform this particular area. Traditionally, medicine in this area was focused on biology, on chemistry, what was happening within the cells of the brain, a classical medical neurobiological idea of mental health. These days, what's even more important is in fact what's in your pocket. It's actually your smartphone, it's your wearable device, it's recording what's actually happening to you and getting real data about you, feeding that back into smart systems to tell you about your sleep, how active you are during the day, about your cognitive function, about your communication with others, and how that's actually tracking. This is actually quite transformative in the way that we're going to actually monitor and understand mental health problems in the future. How is it that the whole organism is behaving and behaving in its own social context, behaving in the way it goes about its daily life, in the community or the family in which it lives, to understand it better. So in addition to all the traditional biology that we've had, we have a really big new expanding area of digital technologies, highly personalised, telling you much more about yourself so that you can change your own behaviour to actually live a more mentally healthy life. It's very interesting at the moment where we are in mental health, nationally, internationally, and a place in time. You know, in the 1990s, we thought we'd cracked the whole set of problems with the combination of modern genetics, modern brain imaging, decade of the brain in the United States. We really hoped that a whole lot of new brain sciences would transform this area as in other areas of medicine. Big breakthrough, big silver bullet treatments, big understanding of the genetics. That hasn't really happened. So now in the 21st century, we actually have greater expectations, a lot more awareness of what mental health's about, but we haven't had a lot of the major breakthroughs that we thought we would have. Turns out people in their heads and people in their behaviour, people in their whole nature of who they are more complex. The brain's the most complex place you can go. And we're more different in our brain and in our behaviour than in any other body system. Partly because it takes a very long time to grow a brain, from -9 months to about 22 years, and because the extent to which experience throughout that whole period has a big effect on what you end up with. So these days, rather than saying there's a simple answer to schizophrenia, there's a simple answer to bipolar disorder, there's a simple answer to autism, there's a great more focus on, well, how come we're all individually different and how might we personalise things much better to you as an individual? That's a very important development at this stage. And the so-called personalisation of mental health has a new flourishing set of ideas behind it related far less to the individual diagnosis and much more to how do we understand your particular emotional state, your particular behaviour, the way that you think, and if you get into trouble, how we do that better. That lies at the actual heart of much of the innovation currently in mental health practice.